Once upon a time, on a chilly winter night, a wee young lad saw quite the strange sight. He almost had beat his kitten in bingo when he saw something stuck right to his window. It looked like a letter, but why would it be? The mail doesn't come any later than 3. So he opened the window and grabbed it to see. It couldn't now possibly be made out to me. To whoever is reading the words on this page, no matter your standing, shoe size, or age, redeeming power has been given you now to make what was bad into good somehow. But wait, there's a catch, there always is. It will work 7 times before it loses its fizz. So the power bestowed will hereby linger at the very tip of your little elbow. Now that was a twist he hadn't expected. Would never have guessed his elbow would be elected. But wait a moment, this is probably just a dream. So he curled into bed and went fast asleep. Once upon the next day, he rose with a smile, and as usual, he played with the cat for a while, till his rumbling tummy made him aware his hunger was rivaling that of a bear. Sweet tasty cereal in a bowl full of milk, always so sugary and smoother than silk. But something was wrong, nay, awfully dire. It was quite apparent the milk had expired. Oh, what a waste of this manna from heaven. He couldn't bear dispose of it. No, not now, not ever. But hold on a minute. There's no reason to cry. What if it's true? What happened last night? He thought it couldn't hurt to try as he looked at his bowl. So he rolled up his sleeve and dipped his elbow. And just like that, with a dip of his arm, crazy as it seemed, it worked like a charm. Quickly he downed his breakfast redeemed. That letter he found really wasn't a dream. All of a sudden he knew it was true. There were a million things his elbow could do. His car wasn't starting and causing delay. The laundry was dirty to the point of decay. He remembered the yearbook and that picture of him. That just wasn't perfect. Let's take it again. His cat seemed to be a little bit cold, and his favorite apple was covered in mold. And let's make sure that Mufasa survives, so the whole Lion Kingdom will prosper and thrive. Oh, what a blessing this elbow had been, making things work and redeeming his things. But just as he prepared to elbow again, he was interrupted when the telephone rang. It was his friend Lucas who started to share about all of his troubles and how nobody cared. He was truly miserable. You could hear it through the phone. So the young lad inquired what burdened him so. His best friend for life, Wilbur the Mole, had because of poor eyesight mistaken his hole. Instead of his warm, cozy home underground, he had by his poor vision a sewer drain found. At these sad news, the young lad knew for sure that in his magic elbow therein lies the cure. For Lucas's grieving and broken up soul just needed a nudge of the young lad's elbow. He hung up the phone and burst out the door. There had never been a case this gallant before. So with grand long strides he made his way. He had practically been born to save this day. And there Lucas stood with grief in his eyes, head hanging low, just ready to cry. So the young lad snuck right up next to his friend. Elbow at the ready, let the magic begin. He gave him a nudge and waited with glee, but nothing would happen. How could this be? So he tried it again, but it didn't seem to work. Not a smile, laugh, or giggle, not even a smirk. I've got to try harder, the young lad figured, as Lucas's bruises were getting bigger and bigger. Wait, don't struggle. For a minute, hold still, the young lad shouted as Lucas ran for the hills. Later that night, as he readied for bed, he couldn't stop thinking of his sad little friend. But then there it was on his window once more, that mysterious letter he had gotten before. Seems like you ran out of magic, my friend. I can assure you there's much more I could lend. But to help little Lucas's smile to come back, you won't need a magical elbow for that. Maybe redemption was his all along. the power to make something good come of wrong? Could it be true all that Lucas would need is somebody being there just sharing his grief? Early next morning, he woke up with haste. He knew just what to do. There was no time to waste. With impressive long strides, he hurried away. Time to turn Lucas's night into day. When he arrived, he was met with some doubt, and rightfully so after yesterday's bout. But as he came closer, Lucas did see that something was different. What could it be? The wee young lad had finally seen. No magic was needed for God to redeem. All that he required was a willing soul who also desired to make broken things whole.